Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Kansas City Chiefs fans everywhere. You know what it is. It's the Bowl Sports Show, and as tradition, and as always, you see him right there. Chiefs hoodie, stellar performance, stellar stout, the strongest man alive, Mr. KC. And as
How's it going,
tradition, you know
folks?
who I am. You know who I am. The dude with the beard, the old man, Jay Fish, we here. And it's the Bold Sports Show, baby. What's going on, Mr. KC?
Well, another day finally back on YouTube. We had to take a slight delay because they had some kind of AI robots supposedly flag a bunch of channels, and we got caught up in that mess and thought we disappeared. And yet we're back. We're here.
And we, we here and look, us people born in the '80s, we know of a certain situation, man. Look, is Skynet falling? Yeah, what's going on? Do we need to start getting prepared? Hey, look, that's all I'm gonna say on that. But he's not lying. We back. You can't never keep a good thing down. Like he said, it's the Bowl Sports Show. We back. We here. And as always, like on his hoodie, like on my hat, and this flag in my hand, it's always still. How about those Chiefs, man? Mr. KC, you want to go ahead and regale the folk?
Yeah, let's talk about it. These Kansas City Chiefs have been on life support. Look, this last week they lost to the Texans. And let's be honest, we were on life support the week before. It's been forever since we've talked about in week 12 about needing this game for the playoffs. And here we are watching week 12, week 13, week 14, just slipping on by and just not giving the basic wins to give you any kind of breather room, to any kind of. I mean, we're already on the outside looking in. Like you can't get any more dire than what we were going into the Texans game.
No, you can't. The only other thing is, look, if Kansas City loses this next game, it's officially a wrap on the playoff hunt, in my opinion. Um, a lot of experts, quote unquote, say they can afford one more loss if certain situations happen. I don't think so. I think differently. You have to absolutely win out and beat everybody in this division. And we got to sweep the Raiders and split with the Chargers and the Broncos. It has to happen, and you have to take the Titans out. There's no more room for mistakes. Not if you want to go to the playoffs, because this is seeming like a Eli '07 situation to me, like a wild card to the Super Bowl situation. Because my thing is, if there's any crack in the door that Pat can stick his eye through, he'll be like, "Oh, y'all still letting me in?" He's gonna swing the door open. I think I really think that can happen. But my thing is, it has to start right now.
And I'm actually at the point where I'm like, can we get some good draft picks? Like, what are we really talking about? It's, right. We could talk about how Pat Mahomes is a dog. We could win out. We could absolutely, positively win out and still whiff the playoffs. Because to make the playoffs, there's so many these teams need to lose. You know, we can talk
Scenarios.
about lose a game. You know, if it was lose a game, we might be in some kind of conversation to me. But when you start talking about we need this team, that team, and another team to just like lose 3 or 4 games in a row, basically, you know, and win out. You know, it's not even just this or that. Like it's so far outside that it's. I feel like well, if we're drowning and you seeing that boat drive off, they ain't turning around. You know, they ain't coming to get you. They don't want. They didn't like you in the first place. You know, like let's be honest,
Yeah.
everybody's celebrating this. This is a victory around the league. You know, And I remember when Tom Brady went through it. So, in the Patriots, you
Yep.
know, we've seen this before.
See,
We all get excited.
I hear you on that, but my only thing is though, because I got to play Chiefs advocate. That boat might be driving off, and it might be leaving you behind, but they might have threw out a little raft attached to a rope that if you can swim fast up and grab it, you can still make it to shore. Because if we're looking at it, like, let's talk about it full scope. The Chargers need to lose what they say 2 or 3 more games. If you beat the Chargers when you play them again, that's already guaranteed one. And I guarantee you the Chargers don't win 3 more games after that. or even in that span. I don't think they got 3 more wins in them. Not like that. And then you look at the next scenario, you need the Colts to lose a couple more. If the Colts ain't set up to lose right now more than they have ever been in history, I don't know what to say. Which we kind of segue into what we was going to talk about, but let's just kind of blend this thing together, Mr. KC. Your boy, not your boy, but I'm talking about the original Josh Allen, Philly Rivers, has re-signed with the Indianapolis Colts.
He said, I don't have a good enough Hall of Fame resume. Let me go back, try again. At 44 years old, let me go back, try it again.
And folk, if you haven't seen the clips of him throwing, his stomach was hanging out further than a couple people I know, and myself included. He's look I've never been a fan from the couch to the starting lineup unless you were Joe Flacco, because apparently he's staying good enough shape to actually do it. I seen Philip Rivers out there throwing balls, and I'm telling you, this is guaranteed to almost usher us into the playoffs. The Colts are going to lose games. Philip Rivers is not about to lead them to prosperity. That thing is a wrap. It's done and
Well,
done.
well, we absolutely know the arm is not going to be anywhere what it was once upon a time. We
It's
know
going to
that.
be feast time. He'll be cut or fired or something before. Well, I don't even think he'll make it to the end of the season. Like, I mean, there's what 3 4 games left for them, dog. No, I, is he going to play this weekend?
The
You
last
see
I
what I'm
heard, he
saying? Like,
was in the practice squad. I haven't heard him being elevated. I would imagine. I mean, looking around, well, you obviously don't get an arm, but you do get a very good football IQ. You know, and that's only going to get you so far. You know,
man,
you
you
the
say good. This is
Rivers,
Philip Rivers.
he knows he's got to get rid of the ball, right? Like you can't be taking hits. And luckily, it's a softer league than once upon a time. You know, not soft enough. Because all it takes is one guy willing to take a penalty, and all of a sudden, you're you're thinking you're back coaching high school and not, playing in the NFL. You- you- I think part of this is you got 11 kids and you want to get out the house, and you love football. You've been coaching. I get it. Look, you love the game.
Because
The
you took the
team.
dad. Because he took the dad bod straight from the couch. Like he wasn't even trying to stay in shape. You see
Well,
what I'm saying? That's the
he's so far removed. How do you even really blame him? If you really think about it, it has been so long.
I I I blame him because he's trying to come back. That's why I blame him. Because people who talk about coming back, at least they're still in shape. We seen a Tyrann Mathieu interview, and he talked about, oh, I'm gonna come back for the Chiefs or the Texans, whoever wanted it, quote unquote. But my thing is, I'm like, why? So we can get Daniel Sorensen 3.0. Like you ain't that fast, especially since you ain't been playing. But at least you're in shape. He probably could play, but he would have to play literally only in two safety shell like situations. Like I wouldn't trust him to be my one deep safety, or he'd have to play like like slot. Maybe you're fast enough to cover the slot in the middle for just a minute. But I don't know. But I wouldn't do it because you wouldn't
No,
sat on the couch.
yeah, maybe even before he sat on the couch, I wouldn't have done it. Look, maybe 4 years ago, I'd be talking about Honey Badger, but I haven't seen Honey Badger even before he left Kansas City. You could tell he was losing it, and then once he left, you're like, psh, it wasn't even a
I'm
conversation
trying to say,
anymore.
because where do you think Chris Jones got this from? The arms up or just give up on the play? He under the Honey Badger watch. He was the original Mister. Or blame Daniel. So yeah, yeah. Hmm. But needless to say, though, back to the situation at hand. We got two doors open there. Chargers losing because of their situation, just because they're not a team that can just get it done like that. They're an upset win kind of team, but they're not a team that's going to sweep us. We get that win. We go ahead and take care of the Titans. We beat the Broncos in a rematch or split like we've been doing the last 3 years. And hopefully they just don't cheat us outright. And then the Colts already, like I said, I would I honestly don't think they'll win another game. I really think it's a wrap for them. The Texans go ahead and win the South, which won't have any kind of effect on us then because they'll be them caught up and overtook it. We've already beat the Colts and they're on the skid. You know what I mean? So it's a little 7-8 situation. We can, like I said, the light's still on. We can get in that thing.
Yeah, I mean, the fat lady has its son, right? So there's no reason
Right.
to, say it has,
Only
but
thing she sung on was the division, and this will be the only time I say it because yeah, I mean it's been so long. I guess congratulations, Denver. You finally won the West again. Short lived as it will be, but it's an accomplishment. It's in the books. We're not haters. We are bold, but we are definitely not haters.
look, it did happen.
Congratulations.
Look, all I'm saying is the
Right.
fat lady ain't sung, but she definitely put her dress on. She ready to
Oh yeah,
perform.
yeah. She's in wardrobe. She's in makeup, as they say. But will she go on is the question, or will the current act they need an encore and won't need her to come on? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the encore. We need to go ahead and get this last one going because I really think Travis is done after this. He really just looked like he's done. You don't
I
think
think
so?
no, no, I don't think so. I've heard a lot of this talk about it. Is Travis Kelsey done? And I've thought real deep about it, and I've thought how ridiculous that statement is. And it reminds me of people talking about him last year when they said he fell off. The problem is Travis Kelsey is still a top three tight end in the NFL. The numbers don't lie. Like you look at them, they say it. And then we look past that. Okay, how's he doing? Look at the Texans game. 91% of the snaps. 91% of the snaps that he played. The Gronkowski in his career averaged 65%. Travis Kelsey for his career averages 75%. And at 36 years old, he's still like, hey, this game matters. I'm not coming out the game 91% of the snaps. The next best weapon, you look at guys like Worthy and Rice, and they're in 70% range. You can't keep those guys on the field like 36-year-old Travis Kelsey is. Now, the biggest problem isn't Travis Kelsey. He doesn't look bad. The problem is he's 36 years old. Someone else needs to be the number one target. Someone else needs to lead the Kansas City Chiefs in offense. And here we are looking at 36-year-old
Well,
Travis Kelsey, that number one guy. There's not a single guy on the team that we can look at and say he's about to outperform them. And they're a decade younger.
I agree with that about 83%. No, let me 87%. Shout out to Travis Kelsey. Uh, my only thing is, if a top three, maybe. I mean, numbers don't lie, but when you're the only resilient rep on the team at the current moment, it don't shock me that you're kind of propelled into that stat in that situation. And I mean, not to mention, I mean, he alley ooped another interception this season that ultimately, really put the icing on the situation. So, I mean, he's responsible for a couple of situations this season alone, that's hindered the team. I mean, he took out Worthy in week one. He started alley ooping. He started alley ooping interceptions like he was the dude we got rid of. What was the boy name who think he a rapper now? Oh, he did as well on Super Bowl. Shout out to him from the Giants. Kadarius Toney, that's his name. Yeah, he started alley ooping interceptions like Toney, and my only thing is, even if he's not done, I've been well agreed with you that Kansas City does need a number one receiver because they got a whole bunch of twos and threes. And I don't know why Jalen Royals hasn't been playing, but that's another story. But my thing is, and I've been saying it for years, and a lot of teachers or educators would say that I'm crazy or tripping, but we need an Ohio State Buckeye. We need a receiver. We need somebody who's been to a prominent school playing wide receiver, who's been playing with dogs and can come into the league and dog. Brett Veach loves to get these dudes from these smaller schools who think they got chips on their shoulders, who's undersized. I don't know why, for the life of me, they won't draft a 6'4" receiver who's a fucking hog. Like, I just don't know why they won't do it. It's crazy to me. They need a Buckeye. And we see how Buckeyes are essentially running the league right now at receiver. Like, it's going crazy. Like, how like what more do you need to see? You went and got a lineman from Ohio State. Now are you finally is your eyes finally on the programs where we can get what they're known for? Well, what we're known for, because I'm OHIO forever, and that's a whole nother story. We go off on that sooner, double up back to back. But we need a number one receiver, like you said. We need somebody to be the number one option and not Travis Kelce, so he can slide into that third role, where he could really be a dog as the third option. Because if you're trying to take away that and that, then he could be the free roamer that we know him to be.
Yeah, because if you go back to that interception where he's juggling it, problem is he's got three guys around him. Because everybody at this point knows. Look, you tried Rice twice, even though you knew he had a concussion. Like the man had a real collision, and you out there trying to make
Man,
him the number one
you
target. And I
and
hate to say it, yeah, and I hate to say it as a fan of Rice, like it looks like he's lost a step. He's not as sharp as he was before that injury, and I don't think he's the number one wide receiver. Worthy's not. He's shown repeatedly he's really more of an accessory than the number one guy. Like he's not Tyreek Hill.
right. He's and I don't know if that's just still maturing in the game and trying to get more acclimated, but he's definitely used as a gadget right now. And my only thing is, why haven't we seen Tyquan Thornton again? Why haven't we seen Jalen Royals? Like, is this contract stuff? People trying to get bonus and stuff, dudes who underperformed the whole fucking year. Like, I said it at the beginning of the season, and we had talked about it even last year. Why would you bring Hollywood Brown back? Like, there's absolutely no need for him. He draws no double teams. When he loses most of his one on ones, like I really don't see the need. Like, why are you doing it? And then you're paying him another, what was it, 10 million? So he'd have
Yes.
made 20, he'd have made 20 million in 2 years and underperform in both seasons. The first season didn't even fucking play. And then this season when he is playing, it's like he's not even fucking playing.
Right. Yeah, he's been a little disappointing. I really thought the combination of Rice, Worthy, and Brown. Like you get all these, you start listing names. You got Juju still supposedly trying to do something, and really, the Tyquan Thorne sitting in the fifth spot, and he really should probably be bumped up to number three, maybe number two. You could argue that it should really be at this point. Like you got to be trying to get the ball in Worthy's hand, and then Thornton's hand, and occasionally Rice. Like I like what Rice can do in yard after catch ability once he gets
Exactly.
going. The problem is he doesn't seem to get that going to get separation in the first place.
Because he's not
So
a burner, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like he. No disrespect to SMU as a university and your graduate who are there for collegiate, just academics and stuff like that. But your sports program is trash. It's always been trash. It's going to always be trash. And when you go and get a receiver from a school like that, not to say that Rashee Rice is trash, but he's not elite. And I talked about it when we got him. I'm just like, with so many real guys on the board, what made you say Rashee Rice is better than them? Like,
I mean,
that's what I'm trying to fucking figure out.
to me he looked good before the injury. Before he messed up his knee, he was awfully nice. He almost had 1,000 yards. Like he was, and for a
Yeah, but
rookie,
still, only from the middle slot situation. He wasn't burning nobody on the outside. He's not.
oh yeah, he ain't burning nobody.
He ain't DK. He Stefan Diggs even. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he's not even Julian Edelman. Like you he's like he's so far under these dudes. Like, I don't know what to call him, but Rashee Rice, I guess. We could have had so many dogs at receiver. I still think about them taking McCole Hardman instead of DK Metcalf. I think about it all the fucking time. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
It's so bad, and it really hurts just because everyone even knew the fact Metcalf fell into the second round was outrageous in the first place, and people knew it at the time. And to be like, nah, I'm gonna still be the guy that keeps picking wide receivers over. Like I'm not gonna.
I
They
like
did it
my
with. That's exactly how they got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill fell to the fourth and was just keep falling until someone was finally like, "We'll deal with the character issues and get him to
right
the
because
fourth."
he
And
came in as a running back.
yeah, and laugh because they was like, "Man, y'all don't even know.
But
Y'all don't
that's
even
Brad
know."
Veach MO. Oh man, I only like my receivers 5'10" and under. like I refuse to get a dude who's 6'4" and can run a 4.4 because I want the guy who's 5'10" and can run the 4.2. Why
Yeah,
when he
and
can't create separation because he's too scrawny? Why when he can't just outstride nobody? Why can't win and they won't win 50-50 balls? Like, golly, man, get a if you don't, man, he should be on the phone with Ryan Day at this moment. Like, man, like tell me everything about all your receivers coming up. Like, if I was Kansas City, I'm tanking the rest of the season so I can try to get Carnell Tate. The only way
yeah.
I'd take the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this season is if they tank the next season so they can get Jeremiah Smith when he's ready to come out. But if you ain't got a Buckeye wide receiver in sight, you can kiss it goodbye. Honestly, because I don't know why they don't want to get a skill position dog. Like I
Well,
still the Clyde Edwards-Helaire thing is still crazy. I know we talk about a
well,
lot of past Chiefs moves, but that's just crazy, y'all.
well, the craziest part about CEH is they knew they wanted to get an effective running back to add that to the arsenal. And the problem is we still haven't gone back to that well. Like we put a band-aid on it with Isaiah Pacheco, who you guys know you can look through the tape for years and years. I've blown the whistle on, hey, call everyone's hyped up on him, and I'm like, he's a great 4 yard running back. Like if you want 3, 4 yards, that
Maybe
might be his job.
he can maybe get that. He don't even be
Yeah.
doing that no more.
But he's The problem is I want someone that can bust out a 40-yard run. Who's the guy
And
that's gonna?
actually score because
Yeah,
he has no breakaway touchdowns.
like it just doesn't happen. There's no one on the team that can just break away. Even and that's the craziest part about Xavier Worthy is like he don't even have. He's supposed to have this, NFL record combine speed, but like,
Where's the
what's that?
breakaway speeds?
Loose. Like you don't even see him do that because
That's what I'm saying,
he ain't got no yard after ability. Like all he does is catch the ball sometimes.
man. That's what I'm saying. None of them got no breakaway speed and just be gone. Like I said, there's dudes older than them who's still out here that boot boot one move, two move, break bone, gone. Even if it's got to do with route work or nothing, but you're like I said, 160 pounds. You run this quote unquote 4-2, 4-1, and you can't run past this dude in front of you and just keep going and be gone. Like Bo Jackson would never. He tell them open the back door if you see me coming because I can't slow down. You know what I mean? Like, where are the dogs? Where are the dogs, man? Golly. Like I said, we become this whole just like finesse situation, and it's so frustrating. So
Yeah.
frustrating.
Well, let's get into this week's picks. I know we can. There's the Chiefs have been so bad. We can sit here and talk forever about how they've been that bad. Like it's just so many little things to fix. So let's go bash on someone else. I'm ready
For
to
sure.
I'm ready to make fun of some other teams. First on the list, we've got Atlanta, the Falcons going to Tampa Bay to play the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Honestly, I almost want to say I don't know because both of these teams, like I had so much high expectations for the Bucks, and it just seemed like every time I read, like, oh, I know they're gonna come through. They let me down, and a part of that is Mr. KC's fault, y'all, because I bought into the Baker Mayfield debate because he had so many facts, and Baker was proving it. So I instantly had just always give him the benefit of the doubt.
You still kind of got to,
And
you know.
I still kind of want to do it, even in this game. But I'm just like, damn, Jordan, is this the fourth time that you're gonna do this? And he's gonna be like, nah, I got you again.
You know,
But
I
I'm going
almost
Bucks, man. Fuck, going Bucks.
I wanted to pick him for a bet, and I ended up just going to the next one. I was like, I'm just, like, we feel safe, but it's just the way this NFL season has been. I'm like, this is one of those I punch myself in the face because I knew better.
Man,
There's no reason the Falcons win, but it's only a 4-point spread for a reason. So that tells you something,
right,
even though, I mean, there's no reason the Falcons win this game.
right. Shouldn't be any at
But
all. I'm gonna go with the Bucks still, and probably get hit in the mouth again. But some's like, no, don't. You can't bet against Baker.
yeah, don't do it. All right, next game we've got the Arizona Cardinals playing the Houston Texans.
It's the tag. It's not even a question. Because I don't know what's been going on in Arizona. Marvin Harrison seemed like they just can't get on the ball, or when they do get on the ball, something goes wrong. Like I said, they're wasting Buckeye talent out there. He should have been a Chief, but I'm going with the Texans for sure with another
And
Buckeye.
look, folks, there's not a lot of juice on this. This is a 9-point spread. I don't like giving up 9 points to anybody for any reason, even though it, in all honesty, it feels safe. But if you bet the money line, you get a 20% return. So it's not a lot, but it
But
is a
it's something,
guarantee. 20%.
right? It's a little something. Yeah,
Yeah, and I feel comfortable with that.
turn your $5 into seven.
Well, here goes a game that I'll definitely be watching. A little divisional matchup here. We've got the Buffalo Bills playing the New England Patriots. Who
Oh
you got in
yeah.
there?
And you know me, maybe I had arrived a little bit too early a couple years ago, but you know I'm picking the Patriots. Like I said, it's their division. It's always been their division. They had to retool, redo some stuff, and you know me, Mr. Casey. I'm the Patriot guy here. It's the Patriots for sure.
And I really like what the Patriots have been doing. My problem is there's a little bit of cupcake to the schedule that they've had that, does kind of make it kind of nice to play against. Buffalo needs this game, right? This isn't some game that Buffalo can just afford to lose. Now, that being said, Buffalo is favored by one.
Oh
Give me
yeah.
the Patriots. Just don't mean you can't take it hard. Like they've got a lot going on. Here the Patriots were supposed to suck for 10 years. That was the NFL dynasty said need a 10-year break to smoke this cigarette, drink this,
Right.
have a little break, and it doesn't look like that's happening.
Mm.
Your mom found a whole nother new stepdad all of a sudden. Like before you even knew it, you went from Bill to Frank to Ted, and all of a
I'm
sudden
trying to tell you.
you're wondering what's going on here. You
Right.
know,
She called you. She like, Calvin, come upstairs. I want you to meet Robert. Robert Kraft.
this is your Uncle Robert. Yeah, all of a
Right, Uncle
sudden.
Robert.
Yeah, yeah. Some reason he's eating cereal in his underwear. I don't know what's
I'm
going
trying to
on.
tell you. Right. But he got you a new Nintendo. It's right over there. Oh man.
Next game on the list, we've got the Washington Commanders playing the New York Giants.
I'm going with the Giants. You know, I've always robbed my boy famous Jameis. And I do like, I like Jalen. And I think he's playing, and it's kind of far too late. The injury early in the season kind of really hurt the Commanders in that whole situation. Both of them really playing for nothing, but Jameis go out there with the power of belief. He's got the nastiest touchdown as a quarterback in all of NFL history. When he went out there, he caught the ball, shoot the linebacker up, and still scored. And it was like 20 yards. This wasn't like a 5 yard scamper, folks. This was like a 20-yard touchdown reception. Like you wouldn't see any other quarterback do that. I swear. Like it lets you know how good of an athlete Jameis Winston really is. And I mean, we knew he used to play baseball and wrestle and all that other stuff, but it lets you know he's really an all around athlete. Like I'm riding with famous Jameis.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And I'm going to go Commanders, actually. I'm going,
Mm. What's the
I'm
line on
going
that one?
2.5 for the Giants at home. So,
Okay, yeah. I'm comfortable riding with that then.
yeah.
Got to give famous Jameis a win.
Next, we got another banger of a game. This one is suddenly kind of surprising or entertaining. We have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Man, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as tradition, the Bengals will not make the playoffs. Another year in the books for me with my predictions as far as how far the Bengals will go. Because you already know the Bengals are going to Bengal. So shout out to Cincinnati. Anything outside of Ohio State is weak. Y'all know it. At least you got one champion there in that state.
Yeah.
But no, in all fairness, it's Baltimore. I mean, the Bengals are going to Bengal. I know Joe's back, whatever. You should have really just left him on the bench for the rest of the season. Get you a draft pick, something else to try to solidify that defense because you're playing for nothing, really. So I got Baltimore through and through.
I'm going for Cincinnati just because Just because I really need them to win right now. I need the Ravens to lose. I need the Steelers to lose. I need everybody to lose.
But
We need
why?
we need your mama's cousin to lose. We need everybody to
Shit.
lose. I'm trying to make the playoffs. Go Cincinnati, go. I don't know how in the world you're going to get it done. And you're right. Burrows probably should have just took the season off, but I'm glad that he really would like to win, and I hope he is highly motivated and eats his Wheaties on Sunday. Drives safely in the snow. Shout out Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, Joe. It would be cool if you won this game. It would
Okay,
be
well,
cool.
if we gonna make him name it for the weekend, I formally renounce my pick, and I'm reluctantly, but only because my dog is doing it. I'm gonna pick the fucking Bengals. Oh God, it don't even sound right, but I'm doing it.
It's not right. It's more of a desperation of 60-year-old Hail Mary, but I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. I need it. Sweet baby Jesus, let me get Cincinnati to pull off an upset.
Right.
So it's only 2.5 points at home, so like six.
Oh well, no, okay, it's on the board then. Okay,
Yeah.
Vegas, I see y'all. I know how y'all operate. All right, Cincinnati. Might
All right,
make my parlay this weekend.
next on the list, the game everybody has been talking about. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And Chiefs, 5-point favorites at home.
And a lot of that is based on, I would say, history, especially when it comes to the Chargers. Traditionally, we have owned them. Traditionally, we've owned the whole division. Um, this is, like I said earlier, this is an absolute positive must win for Kansas City. Like I said, I don't agree with the quote unquote experts who's got sponsors and on fancy TV. If you don't win this game, there's literally no other room for you don't have room for mistakes now. So if you lose another game, you can pretty much call it a wrap. It's a good night. Like I said, tank everything and get Carnell Tate. Do whatever you can to move that draft pick up. But if you don't win this weekend, it's a wrap. I'm still going with Kansas City because it's always, how about them Chiefs? It's always KC, but it's a must, the most absolute must win.
Yeah, look, if the Chiefs lose this game, I want to see the practice squad. Like I want to see the C team for the rest of the year. Shut it down.
Ain't no reason why Jalen Royal shouldn't be playing. We talked about it earlier. I want to see the guys who you brought in and tried to hype us up with, who ain't seeing no time on the field. Especially Brashard Smith. We've seen him a few times. I don't see why we still see Pacheco at all. I'd be running Kareem and him. I just really don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what Matt Nagy's doing besides making us still wish we had I was about to say Romo Cornell, but Eric Bieniemy.
Kind of used to say like I don't want to
Right.
stereotype anybody, but if you told me that those two was cousins, I'd believe it.
Man.
Shit, could have been his daddy. Like
It could have been. Shit.
oh, next game on the list, we've got the New York Jets. New York Jets playing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville.
It's Jacksonville winning this. Uh I just don't think the Jets can put anything together to really win the game, honestly. So it's Jacksonville. Cyborg Android 17.
Kind of back, having a nice little bit of a rebound year for him. He was starting
He is,
to.
and I've been proud of him. He's starting to earn that moniker I've been giving him. He's finally starting to become Android 17. Get it back. He should have been a Terminator, but he should have been to move Joe Burrow out of that spot. It should have been him.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we got a potential upset for this next game. We have the Las Vegas Raiders playing the Philadelphia Eagles. And can the Eagles actually win a game? You know, we've talked a
Uh,
lot of things on these Kansas City Chiefs, and someone else is in the
yeah,
same boat.
yeah, they
we,
can, and because at the end of the day, they're playing the Raiders. This is better than a bye, so I'm definitely going to pick the Eagles. This is the tune-up game they'll need to figure certain stuff out, and at least to get another win in the column to protect the playoff run.
yeah, I like this one. I'm going to throw that on a little parlay action there. Might as well, because how in the heck does the Eagles lose to the Raiders?
Man, right? You know what I'm saying? Not in this reality, at least.
Mm-mm-mm. Now, this next game, I know I was joking about upsets, but can the Browns upset the Chicago Bears?
Absolutely,
7.5 point dogs.
absolutely. Absolutely. The Browns beat Green Bay earlier in the season when I knew they could, only because when certain teams ride too high or think they're too untouchable, we see it happen all the time. They could absolutely beat the Bears. Are they going to? No. I got Chicago in this game. And Caleb Williams has proven that he might not be a bust, but he might be an okay quarterback now.
Yeah, maybe. But, I'm going to go with my actual bust, Shadir Sanders here. And,
Ooh,
well, you can't call him a bust. He's playing for the Browns. You can't accurately judge a quarterback.
Deshaun back in practice.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, how about
You want to talk about bust season?
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Well, if the contract had to show up, I guess I'd show up too.
amen.
No, next game on the list, a banger for the NFC. First NFC matchup I've been excited to watch. That's going to be the Detroit Lions going all the
Let's
way
go.
to Los Angeles to play the Rams.
Yes, this is literally the marquee matchup of the NFC conference. This is maybe a prelude to the conference championship game, possibly, depending on how things fall. Honestly, I'm gonna go. You know me. I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. You know I like Matt Stafford. I love their receivers. Uh, they got a coach who I think is really top four coach in the NFL. If he's not the third best coach in the NFL, Super Bowl winning. You got a dog at quarterback. Uh, I, it's just hard for me not to pick the Rams. Even though the Lions are good, I know that's more your speed. You know, like I said, out there with the boom box, you've been out there for years. So I feel you, but I'm definitely gonna go with the Lions. I mean,
And
not the
and
Lions, but the Rams.
now I'm really feeling it. Now I'm really feeling the Lions. I was starting to get a little discouraged. Look, she ain't never called me back, so I might, when you get rejected a few times, you just go, you know what? Maybe tonight I'm just gonna stay home. I don't need the
Ooh,
boost. But on this one, I can't help it because you just reconfirmed that I really should be picking the Lions. We all know it should be. What do you think the line is on this? Because it feels kind of disrespectful.
I think the Rams should be favored by at least 8.
Ooh, 5.5, not too far.
Okay.
About middle there.
Only because the Lions have fallen apart at certain times, and the Rams losses are, I mean, any loss ain't really impressive, but they're more impressive than the Lions losses outside the Chiefs loss.
Yeah, and realistically, I do think the Rams are a better team this year than the Lions. And the other part that scares me is you were talking about Michigan to LA. Like that's a whole different, that's a long, long travel time. I don't like those. I don't
Mhm.
like going coast to coast type situations.
The only thing is, they don't. There ain't really no Lions. I mean, no Rams fan base like there isn't any for the Chargers in LA. It's like they just really don't care about football that much. So, it might be more neutral. As far as the situation, but it's still Rams all day. I think we're looking at a 34 to like 17-21 kind of situation.
I mean, it could be. It could be. That's right. That's right about where the over under is too. It's right at 55. So it just kind of agrees with you. Next game on the list, another one we need. Look, this is a team that I don't typically root for. We've got the Colts playing the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
You know me. Come on, Seattle. Let's go ahead and do it. Because I am a Seahawk fan, even though my boy Gino ain't there no more. He reluctantly is with those Raiders, and that's a whole nother story. But I still need to visit Seattle, but I'm a Seahawk still. We on point. We doing it. Let's get out there.
Yeah, and I absolutely hate the Seahawks. I'm excited that they're 13.5 point favorites in this game.
Hey,
You know,
could I ask you a question? Who's the quarterback out there in Seattle?
old what's his name from the Vikings? No,
From the Vikings.
that's where he played last season.
Where did he play it before? Come on now.
What was it? The Jets? What was that?
You know who he is.
Yeah, he's
He's
done
in
all
the
right.
Jets. Well, he ain't gonna say it live, ladies and gentlemen, but he know who he is. My man, the one and only. So I got the Seahawks.
Yeah, and we need the Colts to lose, so I'm for it. I
Yes,
am
sir.
for it. Next on the list, we've got the Green Bay Packers versus the Denver Broncos.
And I got the Green Bay Packers. They're still a potential Super Bowl pick for me out the NFC. And that's just me constantly believing. Really, the Broncos ain't. They still not nothing. They benefited from an easier schedule. I think. But yeah, outside the defense, which is really good, I give them credit for that. I don't think that it's impermeable, so to speak. I mean, they beat us still only by a little bit, and we really killed ourselves in that game, like we've been doing in all these other ones. They went into a Super Bowl overtime kind of situation with a team that they should have blew out, and it's just like it's just tradition. I don't believe in Denver. Like I said, y'all won a division this year. Bully to you, cheers to you, all that jazz. But I think you lose this game. I like Jordan Love and the Packers to take care of business.
Yeah, the Packers are 2 point favorites, and which is nice because they're on the road too. So that's really Vegas saying, 4 or 5, and nobody likes the Broncos, so I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the list, we have the Tennessee Titans going all the way out to San Francisco to play the 49ers.
Oh, and just like what I was telling you earlier on the parlay that I hit, the Titan was the other team last week in an upset fashion, winning the game, and I think they do it again this weekend. I think they beat the San Francisco 49ers. Cam Ward is really solidifying himself as a quarterback of that team, just showing that they need a few more weapons. But I'm going to go Titans because, I never picked the Niners.
Yeah, that does make sense, actually. No, so I do got to remember that, as much as we've had a lot of respect for the 49ers over the years, it is hard to remember the last time I seen you pick them to win a game. So I'd select that bet and just say, well, we'll let that one play out because they are 12-point dogs in San Francisco. So maybe I don't want that upset is nice. It is a plus 600. So if you
I
bet
bet.
5, you'll win 30. So
yeah, but it ain't gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Titans come in and just take care of business. It's a wrap.
look, I like what the Titans are doing. The quarterback's scrappy. I like him. We've got
Yeah,
the Carolina.
hopefully their future's bright.
Right. Yeah, look, he was the only guy in the draft that was worth talking about. So
Yeah, I'm about to say you are the Cam Ward guy. You are. I will give you that.
yeah, I've been. I when I see the draft coming up, I was like the only guy and it sucks for him because like it's like going to the
The
Browns.
Titans.
You
Right.
got
I mean, it's the fucking Titans. I
when they, when,
know. Right. At least it ain't the
you
Raiders. So
that might have actually I might have been better.
or the Jets. So I mean there are worse destinations.
Yeah,
Bryce Young finally pulled Carolina out of that stigma.
yeah, even and barely. Look what they tried to do
Yeah.
to him. Look what they tried. They tried hard.
Right.
You know, they tried real hard. Next, speaking of Carolina, we've got the Carolina Panthers playing the New Orleans Saints.
I'm going with the Panthers.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Only 2.5 point favorites for the Panthers, and I feel like they should cover a little easier. I warned the Saints fans going into this season that it wasn't going to be pretty, and it was better, more entertaining. I wouldn't say better. It was more entertaining than I thought, but still, who got to get one right, right? You could at least somebody.
Man, no, you're not lying. And my thing is, they could have made different moves, to try to set themselves up for the future. But I mean, I don't know what they're doing out there. It's the organizational issue for sure.
Yeah, when they said we're going to start the season with Spencer Rattler, I said, "Really?
You have no designs on going to the playoffs or anything. You don't want nothing out this season but draft picks.
My advice to Saints fans was watch college football so you can find out who might be able to help."
At least you got LSU down there. I mean, they ain't going to the offs, but at least they get a bowl game. So you got that to look forward to.
Hey, we got a ball in Louisiana. That's all that matters.
Man.
You got the I think this is the Sunday night game. You got the Minnesota Vikings playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and honestly, Dak and that offense, they show flashes of brilliance and greatness and all that, but they're taking an L. It's just Cowboy tradition. Um, they'll beat the teams they ain't supposed to beat, and then lose to everybody else as tradition. So Cowboys will lose as tradition.
Yeah, give me that too. I'm right there with you. I know they're 5.5 point favorites at home, but I think the Vikings can pull off the upset. Shout out to
Right.
Vikings. Hope hope you're doing good. Dallas with the win because they got a chance. Look, they do got a chance. They that just that just lets you know they will lose. That's all.
Right.
That's all
They
you need.
always got a chance. That offense is nasty, but who ain't gonna show up this week? George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb, or is it gonna be Dak? It's always something. So uh, I want to see an L in their future. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good. And next on the list, with the last game of the week, we've got the Miami Dolphins playing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You already know, like I usually say, close your front doors, lock your windows, make sure your dog is in the house, because the Steelers are coming to take some shit. And that's the only way this game is. They're going to take the dub. Give me the Steelers with old ass AA Ron.
Miami is going to put on their biggest parka.
Oh, yeah?
and somehow, some way, man, I really wish this was in Miami, but I'm gonna say the Dolphins are gonna win. Um, not because I have any kind of logic. Like every possible reason, myself like any like it's like when you try any key to open the door and you realize none of these keys go in the door. Like that's the kind of the situation I'm looking at. But
Any given Sunday, I hear you.
yeah, and look, Miami's stacking wins lately. You're absolutely right there, Rod. Like like I know we ain't talking about them, but it ain't really much worth talking about. But if
Rod,
this
you're
game was
speaking
in Miami,
facts.
this if
Rod's
this was
speaking
in
facts.
Miami, yeah, yeah, Rod is. But if this game was in Miami, we definitely we definitely be within 4 points.
But all good things must come to an end. And that end is this weekend. Sorry, Miami. It's a wrap.
Yeah, just to recap, I have picked everybody to lose to get in the way of Kansas City. Every team possible that's in the way is subject to lose this week, and it feels good that only like one or two of them defy logic. So that does make me feel a little better.
He's only one or two of them defies logic. No, I feel you on that. What Ross says still's not good, honestly. I don't really think either one of these teams are that good. They're both kind of, they're not the Steelers of old, but they're always the Steelers. You know what I mean? Like, and the Dolphins are gonna be the Dolphins. So I, it's just hard for me to pick them to win, Rod. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I mean, Mr. Casey, we don't see, man. A couple of these wins we need to happen. Look, like I said, you swayed me to the Cincinnati side, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, yeah, that's right up there with this Dolphins pick, man. Like it's just, shout out Cincinnati. Look, yeah, the Chiefs do have a slim chance, right? Like these teams could, look, the Colts were looking great until they weren't, until Daniel Jones went down. I guess a little bit before Daniel Jones, he was kind of starting to look a little sus. They dodged a bullet
Yeah,
with that one, I think, because I think they're about to
man.
get Daniel Jones to game. I think another team was about to get got.
Right, he said the regression happened at the right time, but the injury might save him because then they'd be like, look at the kind of season he was having before he went down. They ain't gonna talk too much about the bad. They're gonna hype up all the good parts. You know how it go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they got lucky. We'll take it though. We'll take it.
right. Leave
Well,
it off your
folks.
parlay.
Yeah, I guess that's the picks for this week, though. I think we knocked them out. YouTube let us back on, and we done made one.
And we done came back, y'all. But like I said, still how about them sheep? Because like I said, when there's a will, there's a way. When there's a window, you can crack that bitch and get in. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Oh man. But no, real talk though, we glad to be back. It's the Bold Sports Show, Mr. Casey, you got anything else for the folks?
Yeah, I just want to shout out Rod for stopping by before we head out. He said we all know Rams winning it all, though, and all I
Ooh,
know is you do have a better chance than I do. So I can't even say no.
facts.
At least you in a dance.
Facts.
We just try to get an invite. Uh,
Man, we just try to sneak in the homecoming. If we can get in there, then we'll see what happens.
yeah, I feel like we're playing crutches and music, or we're playing musical chairs while walking around in crutches. But it is what it is. Hopefully, we find a seat.
You ain't fucking lying. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is, the Bold Sports Show. We gonna see you real soon. That's Mr. KC. I'm that dude with the beard. Till next time.